The spirit of J.P. Marx, long live. Long live. Long live the spirit of Moses Kotane, long live. Long live. Long live the spirit of Torata Mana, long live. Long live. Amandla. Comrade, Program Director, thank you very much. Let me start by greeting the President of the ANC and the President of the Republic, Comrade Jacob Gedleihlekisa Zuma. Greet Austimpo and the family, the entire Hani family. Comrade Gwede, our Secretary General of the ANC, I have to greet him. If I don't, he won't call the next meeting of the Alliance Secretariat. Even if the President is there, I have to make sure so that the Alliance is functioning. The President of COSATU, Comrade Stumo Dlamini, and all the other leaders, comrades, and all of you who are here today. We must thank the President for once more being with us. As the Communist Party, we have been coming to this cemetery literally for the past 21 years without fail. And also to thank the Eguruleni municipality, Babu Mayor, Bungbel, for continuing this good work, which, as you say, was started by Comrade Dumankos. Let us remember Chris Hani, a communist to the end, a revolutionary, a national liberation fighter. And Comrade Chris dedicated his life to the finest cause in the world, the liberation of mankind. He fought against national oppression, gender oppression, and economic exploitation in all their dimensions, including his absolute commitment to the struggle against imperialism. Comrade Chris was born Martin Tembisile Hani and adopted his elder brother's name of Chris as part of his underground identity. Comrade Chris wanted to be a Roman Catholic priest because of his love for his people and their communities. But his father dissuaded him from this. And for him, the only other route then to serve his people was to join the ANC and later the SABC and Umkhonto weSizwe to fight against the apartheid regime. In the armed struggle, and later in building the self-defense unit, including here, Ekurhuleni, in the underground, in the international arena, and in the mass struggles. Like a true communist, Comrade Chris understood that the struggle was to be fought in all terrains. Namhlanje khona basibuzayo ukuthi sifunane enyunyaneni, sifunane kwaHulumeni, sifunane kwiSANCO. Yingoba thina samakomane sisiyazi ukuthi umzabalazo ukhona yonke indawo. Any terrain you leave, you are abandoning it to the enemy. Comrade Chris understood that. That is why he was a soldier Umkhonto weSizwe. Since his assassination, we believe the whole truth about Comrade Chris's assassination has not been told. That is why we continue to say, we are not evil when we say, Uwalush, not Tapi Louis, must speak the truth. We are not evil as communists. But at the same time, we want to know the whole truth. And sometimes, some of the people in the media accuse us as the SACP. I agree with you, Austin. They must go and do simple research. Go to the report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission and see what the Amnesty Committee said. What were the outstanding matters that still needs to be followed? But today, we say, let us emulate Chris Hani and become active in all key sites of power. Comrade Chris was disciplined. Comrade Dlamini, we agree with you. We can't selectively quote Chris or selectively look at his example. For instance, much as he was opposed to the suspension of armed struggle, Msholozi, but he says, and I quote him, after the NEC had adopted a resolution to suspend the armed struggle, he says, quote, in the current political situation, the decision by our organization to suspend armed action is correct and is an important contribution in maintaining the momentum of the negotiations, unquote. And he went out to defend this decision. He didn't turn opportunistically to attack this decision in order to win the approval of capitalist media. Akazange ayohlasela umbutho wakhe ngoba efuna ukugculisa abendaba. That is very important because today we must say this. Khuluma President namhlanje asizuba bade. But we must say this, comrades. When we are faced with challenges and difficulties, sometimes new and very strange phenomena comes out. Like the brigade that wears red overalls in parliament. They are actually exploiting the challenge of unemployment that is facing our young people and promising them false things that they know they will never ever do, especially because they know that they are the biggest entrepreneurs who have actually, some of them, been stealing from the state instead of addressing this problem. Similarly, in the trade union movement today, there is, when the workers are faced with challenges, there is always a tendency for populism and ego-centered leadership to actually arise. As Comrade Dumo is saying, workers do not need individual messiahs, but they need the collective power of their strength in the workplace in order to advance the struggle of the working class. We want to say, as the SACP, because we get accused of everything, we can't. No political organization in this country has got the history of building the trade union movement more than the South African Communist Party. Even COSATU itself, we were part of building a COSATU in the lead up to its formation in 1985, 30 years ago. We were doing this from exile as well as underground inside here in the trade union movement in the United Democratic Front in the early 1980s, after the formation of the UDF in 1983. So we cannot be accused of dividing the COSATU. It's just that it's easy these days to just, it's an old thing though, even under apartheid. Any problem, it's either it's Zuma or the communists. Whatever happens, the president is an easy target. We want to say, we agree with COSATU that the decision that COSATU has taken has not been an easy one. It's not nice to fire your general secretary. We agree with that. It's not a good thing. But what should we do as allies? We should aim to support the strengthening and the unity of COSATU as a federation and be able to confront whatever challenges that COSATU is facing. We now must not fragment ourselves, but we need to unite ourselves and unite the Federation. The struggles we face and the challenges we face today also require maximum unity by our alliance. Let me just say the last two things, Chairperson and comrades. Like the YCL, as the SACP, we welcome the debate about the symbols of colonial and apartheid oppression. But what we do not agree with is the smashing of those statues. We must remove those statues that are offensive, create apartheid parks where we can go through and explain one by one who was Cecil Rhodes, who was Verwoerd, so that our future generations can understand where we come from. This opportunistic thing of smashing statues is also against education, by the way, because we must use those statues to advance education, even research about where we come from. But this debate about statues, in fact, needs to be deepened, as the YCL was saying. But also, by the way, it's about the necessity for cultural transformation in this country, and also to confront the dominance of white liberal values in our universities and in the media. It's time that we confront this and liberate ourselves from the colonial intellectual heritage. As South Africans and the majority of the people of this country, that is where we should take this debate. Also, lastly, comrades, we want to plead with our communities. Do not attack our brothers and sisters who come from the rest of the African continent. What is the cause of the problems that we face? We need to be uniting as the working class, irrespective of country of origin, instead of dividing ourselves. As the South African Communist Party, we say we understand the challenges faced by our communities, which we are seeking to address as this alliance and in this government. And we are saying let's work together to build a better South Africa and not take our anger to people who are not responsible for some of the challenges that face us. Amandla!